and gentlemen, I am so pleased to be sitting here with my decades-old friend, my colleague, my part-time lover, Dora Award-winning actor. And you know I'm serious because I said actor. You know, I put the real English phrase into it.
I appreciate it.
You know, you love him. Colin Doyle, everybody.
Hi, welcome. Welcome, Brian.
Welcome to the podcast, Colin.
Now, can I hit, because I've known you for so long, can I reveal to your listeners that your first name is Leslie?
Yes.
I just want to get the dirt uncovered.
I think it's come up actually a few times already on this. We even we had pseudonyms when we first started. The two Leslies.
Because my middle name is Leslie.
This is one of our bonding points
here.
Okay.
Anytime I go into, and this happened all last year, so two things. Anytime I go into like a Starbucks or anything where they say, "What is your name?" I always say Kyle.
I know this.
And that's an homage to Kyle Lowry. Before that, though, I would try and play a game with myself where I would try and guess the name of the person who was ahead of me. So it'd be like, "Oh, Mike." And then I realized how creepy it was when I started to explain it to this woman who was the Starbucks. And the more scared she looked as I was like, and then I try and get in the head of the person who's ahead of me, like, and I realized it was I shouldn't have shared. Like today. Anyway, Brian, back to you.
First question, oversharing.
Jamal.
Well, one was like Rodrigo, and I was right, but it felt weird.
Yeah. That is Slanko. Anyways, you're just ordering in character now. So we're just going to fire some hot questions at you. Get to know Colin Doyle.
Okay.
Question number 1. What is your favorite word?
Love.
Oh, wow.
Brian just put his drink down. That's when you know the date's going well.
If you could have seen the way he said it when he looked at me.
And okay. I looked directly at you.
Question number 2. What is your least favorite word?
Any racial word. I was going to say the N-word. I was thinking about it because is this hot? Are we live?
Again, it's your least favorite, not your favorite.
Least favorite. Yeah, no, the N-word. Easy. Yeah, no, N-word. Yeah, N-word.
Yeah, I
think it's anything that is the intent of it is to hurt.
I think it will instantly suck the air out of a room. You know, I mean, no word. I think one word can just kill the energy of any room it's in than that one.
Yeah.
Okay, question number 3. What turns you on, Colin Doyle?
Other than this interview?
The N-word. Moving on. Okay.
What turns me on?
Yeah.
Good listening.
Good listening. Okay. For those listeners out there, just know you're making Colin Doyle moist. Moist. When he plays this back.
Your favorite word is moist. No, I don't know anyone.
Near the top of the list.
And I don't know anyone who says that word more. And it's people get hurt. People don't like that word.
Well, you can make it awkward. It's context to everything about it, right? What profession other than your own would you like to try?
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, I did want to play basketball. What kid didn't want to play sports professionally?
Yeah.
So I mean,
guilty.
But the more I think about it, the more being an actor, I start to think about like what the social dynamic, the pressures that they're under. I love the sports for the storylines.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, it's theater in its own sense.
Yeah, and
it's always changing.
With the player who cannot be named, when he left the Raptors franchise.
Antonio Davis.
No, I loved him. No, he
is the metric system.
Jinx. Him being such a superstar athlete and not wanting to be a leader, I found so fascinating because we all, Jordan, Iverson, Bird, Magic, these guys were leaders and they were the best. So when he, who cannot be named, was clearly the best player on our team, clearly one of the best players in the league.
I thought the best
and was
last year.
Didn't want to be a leader. That I found really fascinating. Kawhi Leonard, people thought I was kidding when he came, and the year that he had and the way that he executed and lived his life in this, both on and off the court, that was something I actually truly admired.
I honestly think he changed the entire culture of the team.
I agree.
I feel like we're better for him just coming in that one year because the way we approach the game, I feel, is now very Kawhi centric.
100%.
It's just keep your head down, do your work. He almost instilled like a Belichick-like focus.
100%.
Without maybe the fucking.
But even, and I don't know about you, B, but like even with load management going, it doesn't matter how much money you're giving me. This is what I can and can't do.
I won't ruin my future for the short term.
Right. Yeah. And I don't know, when as an actor, when you're young, you think you can do everything. You have to think about longevity, because if you can't do it, you're not bringing any money in.
Your body is your instrument.
Tell me,
boy,
and
can
you've
this
played
guy
it
play.
so many times. Oh, wait, you had a better one.
Jinx again?
Jinx?
Cokes. We're even on the Cokes. If you are reincarnated as some other plant or animal, what would it be?
I would love to be a dolphin or cheetah. That's all I ever wanted to do.
You're
my
going high
reports
on
on.
the scale of intellect.
I want to
like
be
that.
speedy.
Or fast.
Speedy and smart is what I want.
I picked cheetah for you just because I can't see you on an all-fish diet, personally. You know?
Yeah, you're
you
right.
don't even look like a great
When
swimmer,
you're right, you're
which
right.
is weird to say.
When you're right, you're right.
Who is your favorite fictional hero?
Fictional. I mean, the first thing that popped into my mind was Archie Andrews.
Okay.
hero?
Okay. Well,
And then
mean,
I think that's what my brain did. I was like, say Archie. As a hero? Fictional.
he had 2 girlfriends, man. 2. What natural gift would you most like to possess?
What's the definition of a natural gift?
You know,
Like not- I can't
physical
be
and
invisible.
mental, like you could, you know, yeah. Well, I don't know.
A natural gift.
If you could find a natural way to do it, yeah, that'd be unnatural, I'd say. But like, you know, you want to be fast or smart or what the ability to dunk. I don't know.
These are natural.
A better hockey.
That's
player.
funny. Okay,
Yeah.
so in a sports related, I would dream and it's not that far. Like I mean, still recently, like I would create a scenario where, you know, in Mystery Men, where the kid would be like, if no one looks at me, I can be invisible.
That's right. Yes.
I wanted if I was open, I would always hit a 3-pointer.
Okay. Regardless of where you were standing.
That's right.
Okay. All right.
But I would have to be open.
Constantly
and when
good
you're,
for 3.
You know, when you're 5'6" playing amongst giants, that's to get truly open.
It's very difficult.
But that I feel like there's so many better things, and someone's gonna listen. The guy wants to hit threes.
Last question. What do you really think of Matt?
Well, you know what? It's generous.
Generous.
Open.
Wow. Very nice.
I
Always
mean,
open.
he puts up with you as well, and I think that's all. Anyone who does that for
Like
you.
a handler of sorts, you know? Like
Well,
a-
I mean, again, I don't want to
nurse.
label, but I mean, he's doing this. He's working hard.
He's
He's in the corners. He's grinding.
he's definitely grinding.
This is the least I've ever had to work.
Yeah.
So lazy. I
Except
think
for
Matt's
a
lazy.
certain kids show. Never
Again,
make your
with the
screens.
bleeping, NDAs.
Okay.
It means
feel like
non-disclosure.
non-disclosure. Okay, I feel like we know Colin Doyle a lot better than we did
You do?
10 minutes ago.
Okay, has it been
And,
10 minutes?
And as always, we have a sponsor here for this episode of Chatting Practice. We're Chatting Practice.
Try it again.
Thank you. Take 2. Boop. As always, we have a sponsor here on our episode of Chatting Practice. We're happy to welcome back our friends at MyUndies, everybody. And as a token of their appreciation, we have a pair of knickers here for you.
Hey.
Tidy whities,
Ooh, these
just
will
the way you
fit.
like them. Yeah,
Thank
let's try
you.
them on right now.
Oh,
that
that's
looks
nice.
good.
They're
Let me tuck in the
breathable.
tag.
That's where that goes.
Do you like the pouch, the extra pouch for
I
your
do.
business?
And the tag is subtle.
Very subtle. Now, enjoy this ad from our friends at MyUndies.
Are you looking for a new pair of underwear? Then get into a pair of MyUndies. That's right, MyUndies. The only underwear that's soft, comfortable, and previously worn by me. That's right, every pair of MyUndies has been worn by yours truly for a full 24 hours. And trust me, I put every pair of MyUndies to the test. Here's how it works. Just head to www.myundies.com and select your underwear. Then I, Brian Hatt, will wear those tidy whities all day long. Making breakfast, running for the bus, at the gym, and if it's Tuesday, maybe some hot yoga. Then, about a week later, that same pair of underwear will arrive on your doorstep. Are they made of bamboo cotton? No. Do they have colorful designs? Not really. Are they clean? Not anymore. I wear underwear almost every single day, so supplies are constantly being updated. You can choose MyUndies from any day of the week. My Monday underwear, or my Saturday/Sunday underwear. Every pair of MyUndies comes with a photograph of me wearing that exact pair of underwear, so you know it's legit. And if you order now, you could get the pair I'm literally wearing at this very moment. You hear that? I'm taking them off right now. And they're going into an envelope with your name on it. I've actually been wearing this pair since yesterday, so it's like a 2-for-1. And if you're not satisfied with your purchase, just send them back and I'll wear them again. That's how satisfied I want you to be. Just head to myundies.com now and enter the code USED. That's USED. USED. MyUndies, the most comfortable pair of underwear you'll wear. I know because I've worn them myself.
Okay, just shifting on to the sports now. We're going to do some hot takes here.
Hot
Gas
takes.
or pass, you know what I mean?
So that's I just choose one of those words?
No, just
Oh.
answer the questions. That is confusing. Question number 1. The Houston Astros have been accused of electronically stealing signs.
Yes.
If proven guilty,
Yeah.
does it completely discredit their recent success?
Oh, man, that's a great question.
Like, they won a World Series in the alleged time that this was happening.
Oh, wow.
Yes, so
And
how
in
much of
Texas,
that-
they do the electric chair.
Oh, is
So
it?
someone
Yeah,
is going to pay.
Someone's going to hang for this shit. Like, are you still comfortable with them having a World Series ring if you know that they were stealing signs the whole time?
Oh, wow.
And I guess mostly at home games, right? You can't get away with this shit on the road, can you?
You have
I don't
people
know.
everywhere.
I guess. Who knows?
This is a great question.
Thank you. Thoughts? Like, does it ruin it for you as a fan?
Does it ruin it
Of
for me?
baseball?
I mean, I guess kind of. It kind of does.
Yeah.
Because I want it to be genuine, but then I also there is a very small part of me that tips my cap and goes, "You did it."
Yeah. I mean, how
Well,
badly
you
did
figured it out.
the Patriots deflating balls destroy your love of football, I guess? Same question almost.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, like trying to find the edge, but I'm dead set against
Cheating.
PEDs and
Yeah,
drugs.
yeah.
I've booed those guys because, but it just seems like any time you're trying to find the advantage, I'm gonna say pass.
No,
No,
okay.
no, I mean,
love it. I love
no,
it.
I think it is bad. I think it's bad, and
Yeah.
I think the baseball is a pure game.
Interesting. There's some very damning evidence you need to see later. Question number 2. The Blue Jays have been linked to free agent second baseman Brian Dozier, catcher Yasmani Grandal, and outfielder Shogo Akiyama of the Pacific League. Who would you most like to see in a Jays uniform next year?
I really like Shogo. It's a great name.
It's a wonderful
First of
name,
all,
right?
my heart. I'm a second baseman, so my heart went to second base.
Brian Dozier. We could use one. We just cut Travis. You know, we're
Okay,
still
can
a
we
little
talk
thin.
about that? It's so sad.
A lot of the journalists who follow, he's like their favorite player. They're like
Yeah.
he's the nicest guy on the whole.
But
team.
also just like to
He's
see
the
it
last.
over and over, it's heartbreaking.
I know how these guys do it too, and he's now a free agent again too. Like,
Why did he have to get
himself
cut? Why?
completely.
Why?
Because the process keeps right. You're constantly
Is it like
accepting new
40
players
We have
over and over
Baggio,
again.
right? I mean,
Yeah.
So why do we?
yeah.
No, Dozer. We don't need him.
But he can move around too. Question number 3.
Shogo.
The 2018 NBA draft started as follows.
Can you start the question?
Certainly again.
Shogo.
Yeah, come on. What? Sorry, I was like Akiyama. I want to see that guy on our team. That would be my choice.
Me
as well.
too.
Okay, the 2018 NBA draft started as follows. Number 1, DeAndre Ayton. Number 2, Marvin Bagley III. Number 3, Luka Doncic. Number 4, Jaren Jackson Jr. Number 5, Trae Young. How would you rank those 5 now? Who would you take first in that draft, knowing what you know now?
I would. I'm in a fantasy, so
Yes.
if I had the first pick, I would have taken Luka.
Luka, okay. Number 2,
Trae Young.
yeah, I like it. Number 3, keep in mind one of these guys just got suspended.
I know, but
On
he
my
was,
fucking team.
he was looking pretty good.
Yeah, I might put him 3rd.
I would.
DeAndre Ayton listed.
Yeah.
And then you have Bagley and Jaren Jackson Jr. Who goes 4 or 5?
I gotta go Jackson Jr. and then Bagley.
Wow.
It's
Whoever's-
tough though.
I got Bagley on my team.
Markkinen was the same draft, right? Was he like 7th or 8th?
He must
Yeah.
have been,
I would take him over Bagley.
Maybe. Bagley's been hurt a lot. I got him on my team too.
Yeah, it's just the
So
injuries.
I don't know
Plus-
if he's good or not.
Plus, if you put him like Sacramento's such a bizarre.
The worst franchise maybe in basketball?
No, that would be our New York Knickerbockers.
Of course, yeah.
Yeah,
They're way
I-
more fucked.
Luka's got to be your number 1 pick. When you look at other people who did what he did as a teenager,
Yes.
Yeah,
it's
right out
like
of the game.
it's like 2 or 3 guys, and they're all like top tier.
I was watching his Euro stuff in anticipation of him coming.
Yeah.
Because I find, and same with Rubio, I find like anytime they're that young, and it's across the planet. Anytime you have someone that young, it's so interesting.
Oh yeah, playing a man's game.
Yeah.
Like they're for real men out there with long careers and families and millionaires, and you just come in as a 19-year-old and start pushing them around. That's fascinating.
No, I know, but as I played point guard, it's my favorite position. What Trae Young is doing, and especially after kind of being so out of the gate, I mean, he is pretty special.
Yeah, that's the only reason I put him second is because Luka did it right out of the door. You know, right out of the gate, he was pretty much doing it from the get-go. And Trae is now you can see the guy that he's going to be.
Yeah.
Question number 4. You attended the Raptors inaugural draft in 1995 at the Sky Dome. What do you most remember from that day?
The booing of Damon Stoudemire.
Yes.
And then having, because I cheered, I was very excited as a small person
Point guard, yes.
who also played point guard. I was like, this guy's great. I watched him on Arizona. He was great. But then listening to him be interviewed, and that the interview, I'm pretty positive, was put through the PA, and him going, well, I'm going to prove it. It's like, this is the first time home fans.
Yeah.
Ed O'Bannon never played. I mean, he did more for the college lawsuit and players' rights than he did on the basketball court. I would argue that his brother was maybe even fundamentally a bit better, even though he won College Player of the Year. But yeah, I'll never forget it. Plus, being in that huge dome and having like a little pageant.
Yeah.
was also crazy.
Question number 5. Best Toronto Raptors of all time by position. Point guard.
Kyle Lowry.
Shooting guard.
DeMar DeRozan.
Small forward. You threw me off there. DeMar DeRozan. Okay, I love
Kawhi Leonard.
Power forward.
Chris Bosh, I think.
Gotta give it to Bosh. And your center.
My center, I mean, wow. Wait, no. Can I say Siakam instead of Bosh?
Yes, you can. Certainly.
Yeah.
And then make Bosh the center.
Bye, Chris.
I like it.
I could put Chris at center.
Yeah, he could play it.
I mean, I love Marc Gasol, though, and people are ganging up on him right now. It's hard. I really like Gasol, but I think I would still say JV.
Okay. Well, JV, yeah.
Wait, just give me one more second.
Sure, yeah.
Because Antonio Davis shouldn't have been a center when he was a center.
No, but...
I mean, God, remember we had Olajuwon? That would have been, if he had done anything.
If he had been the Olajuwon of past, he would have easily qualified for that.
Marcus Camby, when we drafted him, I was elated.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. He was decent for us.
He was.
We just didn't have him long enough.
I love that the NBA 2K has best all time.
Oh, yeah, this is kind of what inspired that question. It was
I
playing
love
basketball
this. I love
last
this.
weekend. Number 6, Paul George is set to return to action this very night.
Fuck.
Are the Clippers the best team in the NBA?
Yes.
Okay.
Right? Wait, let me just... I said that very
think about it
easily.
thoughtfully.
No, yes. They're so long.
Yeah. The best defenders, perhaps?
Yeah.
At least in your
Although I really
5.
liked Russell Westbrook.
Yeah.
Talking about Pat Beverly being like, he just tricked you to thinking that he's good. He just runs around like a lunatic. Amazing trash talk.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah, gotta get it up to Westbrook. Okay. Question number 7.
Wait, who do you think is the second best team?
The LA Lakers, probably.
Okay.
Yeah. Right now, I would
So
say.
coming off this Western Conference road swing,
Oh,
this
yeah.
is for all your listeners,
Yes,
because you're going to have tons of listeners in America. All of you that slept on the Raptors, again, fuck you.
Yeah, we just beat up the Lakers with no Kyle Lowry.
We beat up the Lakers, and we really hang tough. Like, the only two guys that still had energy was Pascal and Van Vliet, and we almost stole one. Last night, we threw a box and one at Dame Lillard, and he was average.
Yeah.
And I speaking of Luka, I cannot wait to see what Saturday brings
Yeah, that'll be awesome.
as we play the Dallas Mavericks.
That's not the game you're going to.
No,
is it?
because that one's in Dallas. I'm
got-
going to the one on the December 23rd when Dallas comes to town.
They're coming December.
Yeah.
Is it December?
Yeah.
23rd?
Yeah.
No,
Yeah,
sorry,
plans.
I'm going to see the Jazz because that is
yeah.
Ooh,
the Jazz
maybe
was
up
my
there with one
sleeper
of the teams,
pick
yeah.
to maybe do
Oh,
the West
interesting.
because I also and I was going to put money on it.
I thought maybe Donovan Mitchell could be in MVP discussions. I didn't know that it would be Pascal Siakam.
I know. Well, how about, I was saying, like right now, if he can clean up his fouls, he might win Most Improved Player of the Year 2 years in a row. I don't know if anyone's ever done that before.
I would like. If Fred VanVleet keeps going,
Well, I mean, yeah, he's
I
been
would
a
love
true
an MVP
surprise.
for
Yeah.
Pascal and most improved for, and another All-Star nod for Kyle. Man, Kyle was playing so good this year.
Quick sidebar, then, not even an official question. Does Van Vliet finish on the Raptors this year?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Do we sign him next? I think we're gonna sign him.
Oh, you think so? Okay.
I do.
I mean, I don't see a reason not to. He's a great character piece.
Oh,
He's
I think-
a great compliment to
I
Siakam.
can't believe it. I have to admit, I was not. I loved him. I loved how hard he worked, but I thought his size would be exploited, and he's just too smart.
Yeah, honestly. Yeah.
And now he's shooting Steph Curry shots from like his pull-ups 15 feet, and they go in, and he's finishing at the lane, unafraid.
That's, yeah.
My
his
fear
confidence,
is,
yeah.
please don't get hurt between now and
Yeah.
whenever Kyle gets back.
Because he does play a little, I don't want to say reckless, but he's one of those guys who throws his body into
Yes,
it.
he
You know,
does.
I mean, he's not really thinking of his body like a Vince Carter type when he
Yeah.
does stuff.
Seeing
Yeah.
listening to the podcast with Steve Nash, you should have him on.
Do you know? Okay.
Him talking about his conditioning. I wish the Raptors could have a Steve Nash because the two guys, knuckleheads, were Miles and Q Rich, and Q Rich was talking about coming in and seeing Nash just sweating like in a way that was inappropriate, and looking around and no weights, no dumbbells, no trainer, and it was just him and like stretchy bands and weird balls.
Yeah.
And Nash changed Jared Dudley's life. P.S. That guy's still in the league. Dirks for sure.
Yeah.
Who else? I think he altered Shaq a bit, like in terms of conditioning and what it could mean.
It's funny that you mentioned that. There was an Athletic article about one of the best things one of the best features the Raptors can put forward to free agents is we apparently have the doctor to have.
Yeah.
In all the NBA and all sports.
Alex McKitchie.
Yeah.
He had Alex something. I can't remember. That's
Part of the reason we got Kawhi, apparently, why he wanted to come here.
Kawhi gave him like the longest hug of anybody.
Yeah. Anyway, so you're right.
Giving that doctor love.
Yeah. Number 7, your beloved 49ers are 8-1 and tops in the NFC. What odds are you giving them right now to win the Super Bowl?
All of them.
1-1.
All the odds. That's
Okay.
how it works, right?
Yeah.
Our defense is awesome.
It's the best in the NFL, I would say, right now.
I would say so.
Well, no, sorry, the Pats than you. I would give the Pats that
No,
edge.
I wouldn't.
They
I would
scored
say
a
it's us.
zillion points.
I would
But-
say it's us.
Okay, well, I get the feeling you'll find out in February.
Well, that being said, what happened in Seattle is as soon as we lost Sanders and Kittle and went back to the receivers that we had last year, minus Deebo Samuel, who I do like, it was haunting.
Yeah, it's shades of the past. Number 8, Frank Gore is about to pass Barry Sanders for 3rd on the all-time rushing list.
No, that's not true.
Absolutely
You get
true.
your facts
And he's going to
checked
do it
out.
as a Buffalo Bill, mind you.
Are you serious?
Is he the greatest 49ers running back of all time?
Oh, man. That is
Roger Craig.
I would say for Roger Craig, I mean, because he could catch out of the backfield like nobody else.
A fullback, nonetheless.
No, our fullback at that time was Tom Rathman.
I thought he was
Yes,
a fullback.
Rathman.
It was
Who was
Rathman.
the fullback before Rathman? Because Rathman was like Steve Young. I'm trying to remember. They had somebody else in the early, like Montana. era.
No, I know. It feels like we get, and we have a guy now.
I can't say his name, but
I
he's
feel
awesome,
like
man.
we get a guy that is built with like a buzz cut, no neck, blonde mustache.
That's
like they
that's
just.
most fullbacks.
I know, but
true.
fair enough.
Not a lot of black guys in that position.
I
Too
also
boring.
really liked. I really liked Ricky Waters,
Yeah.
Ooh, he was
He was powerful.
and I like that you could say Ricky Running Waters.
It makes him sound like
It's just kind of beautiful.
just one with the earth.
One with the earth.
Yeah. Colin Kaepernick is working out for, turns out, 11 NFL teams.
Can we talk about this?
We're about to. For the first time in 3 years, do you think
No, but I
he
wanna
will be
talk about it.
signed, and by whom?
Wait, before we even get to that question,
Yes.
Babs, we have to. I went on a deep dive because I got so excited.
Yeah, it's remarkable, frankly. I don't know if it's by pure necessity that they're giving him a chance.
Well, this is what we need to
and
explore.
I'm afraid that that's all it is that they're literally so struggling in that position that nothing's changed. Is that they need Colin Kaepernick more than They hate Colin Kaepernick.
Well, is it a to quote you, is it a publicity stunt? Brian says publicity, not publicity.
All publicity.
So this is your publicity statement.
Yeah.
Is it for publicity? Because to get, hey, we looked, he's not good.
Yeah.
Then the stuff what they were saying about him being not good, I read so many different stats about the category in which he's like third all time in rushing as a rushing.
Yeah.
So you're telling me he would not be effective in this modern game? You're crazy. Yeah. He had like the least interceptions per, like his stats are ridiculous. Number one. Number two, there are guys in the league that are starting quarterbacks that he is better than, and this has been the case forever.
Right. So
then Saturday,
yeah,
he's getting a tryout on Saturday. He just found this out Monday. Apparently, like the scouts are in watching college football at this time.
Yeah.
Who's coming to scout him?
11 teams apparently.
11 teams apparently. They don't know who it is.
And they're not going to say.
Then normally
Although
these things are done on Tuesdays.
Yeah.
So his camp asked, can it be the following Tuesday? The NFL said no.
Yeah. It doesn't surprise me.
Then they asked for a list of who it was. They said, we'll roll it out to you. Mm-hmm. So do they know?
Means. Oh, of course they know. They're controlling the narrative here.
Right.
Yeah.
And I don't know, man. It makes me excited and sad.
I would like to see him get signed, obviously. But
and also, he's got 5 days to get ready. Even though he's technically said that he's been ready this whole time.
And I believe him, honestly. I think for the longest time he assumed he would be back. I don't think even he imagined it would be this long.
They're also saying that he's never had a true workout, and yet I thought he got seen by Denver and Seattle.
But apparently they were on the list. I've heard Denver, Seattle, New England. I can't remember who else. And Dolphins, that's who the other one was. And they're not. Apparently, they were saying they don't want to release the names of who's going and who's not. And I'm afraid it's not because for secrecy. It's because they don't want teams to be shamed for not taking a tryout, and they don't want people hating them for taking it because he still has his enemies. There's people who still think he's wrong, obviously.
Yeah,
and they'd be perfectly happy to see him not come back in the league.
What he's done is amazing.
I think so. Yeah, but I mean, try and tell the guys down south.
And I didn't realize he got paid. Well, I read an article about people, like this guy went to the Buffalo game and there was people in Kaepernick jerseys, and even in Buffalo, people
Buffalo
spoke out.
Practically an extension of Canada.
No, but spoke out negatively.
About it.
About him being in the jersey. Like,
weird,
I mean, you're talking about border. Yeah. People have been made to look at it in a way that it's talking about military. And a disregard for the military, which to what he said is not what he was trying to communicate.
Well, I mean, it's people trying to make it a black and white issue when it's obviously very gray. You know what I mean?
Brian, I would argue that it is a black and white issue. So
very much is. Next question.
But I'm excited for him, and I hope he gets it.
Yeah, I certainly. Because he still loves the game, which is almost more remarkable than anything, is that it's shown him so much disrespect that he still wants to come back and play. That's wonderful. He hasn't lost the love of the game. That's the beautiful thing about sports, that it does bring people together. Last question. You co-created a play called Monday Nights where actors and audience members from form teams, and play basketball against each other in all your performances.
Say that again, because I think what you're saying is not true, and you saw the damn thing. Say it again.
For the play you play basketball in?
Yes.
Monday Nights?
Yes.
Yes, okay.
We created teams.
You form teams and we play.
That's true.
Yes.
You're right.
In all the times, all the performances you did, 4 different mountings of this show.
Yeah.
Did you ever get dunked on?
Oh, that's so funny.
Yeah.
That's so funny.
I remember you saying you had some pretty competitive audience
That's
members.
So funny that you say that.
Yeah.
This play Monday Nights, we did, people would come and choose different people to kind of follow. It was like a choose your own adventure through sport.
I chose Team Purple.
Thank
Colin
you.
Doyle.
Thank you.
We lost.
Thank you. That didn't happen every night. You know who tried to and was close? This is a fun fact. So Brian and I went to the University of York. Is that how they say it?
Very prestigious.
But I was trying to do it like a college football player.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Ohio State University, University of York.
York Yeoman.
The York Yeoman.
Or
Starting
whenever
tackle.
you see a Packers game, because it's always right tackle Brian Balaga last. It's like Brian Balaga, Iowa.
That's right. And you're like, of course you do.
He's actually a smart guy, but he said Iowa.
There was Noah Cap, who is
Yes.
a star of Carnival Eats.
Yes.
He came to the show. He's a tall drink of water, and he crossed me over and tried to.
That's even better. Failing on the dart.
Yeah.
How high is the rim?
It was a legit.
Official.
It was an official rim.
Okay.
Yeah. And he tried to. There was an event. I don't know if we do it anymore. I can't remember if we've changed it. Where we would call Defend the Castle, where the captain or I would play defense and you would face everyone. Yeah, we still do it. And you'd have to anytime you scored, that was you breaking the castle down. It was
Right,
a
okay.
Game of Thrones metaphor, of course. You want to ride a wave. And so what was awesome was these two women. So imagine Estelle Getty and B. Arthur, Golden Girls reference.
I do all the time.
I know you do. That's why I brought it up. I wanted you to be in your safe place. They came, and what was awesome was these older women in their 60s had heard about the play. They came to the second version of it because they missed the first version, and they played together provincially in like the 50s
Get out of here. Wow.
as teammates,
that's
as
funny.
point guard and center. And my favorite moment was this older woman who was pretty tall. She was like 6'6", in her 60s, dropping a sky hook on me.
No
And
way.
sunk it, man, and it was awesome.
Wow.
And I had not a chance in hell.
Did you check her? Did you box her out? Did you even give
I
her
bodied her a little bit. Yes, I
Okay,
did.
good,
I did.
man.
But she told me. She told,
Right.
and what was great about the show was, my theory of doing the show comes from this Chuck Klosterman article that he wrote about Barack Obama and Michelle Obama's
Yeah.
brother was coach of Oklahoma State.
Oh, I didn't know that.
And she said, "Hey, in order for you to, I'm interested in this guy. He plays basketball. Will you play with him and tell me what he's like?" And so he played. He was like, he's pretty decent, and he's kind of chirpy, and he talks a lot of trash.
You gotta
and-
have a little trash talking.
yeah, he's got a bit of swagger, but he's a great team player and wants to get everyone involved. And so it kind of, when I brought this idea to the guys, I was looking at it as who you are is how you play the game.
Yeah.
And every time that we did that, we would be meeting strangers and seeing how they would play.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so we had, like, in one particular game, it was very competitive and people really trying to look good.
Yeah.
And then we inserted a child into the game and everyone empowered that child.
Of
It
course.
completely altered the game.
I would hope.
Then we had an NCAA ref from Chicago who easily could have dusted all of us.
Yeah.
And you could tell from the moment he dribbled the ball, again, he came in and distributed. We also had a guy who played on the men's deaf Olympic team. And I could tell from the moment he started dribbling, I was like, oh no, this guy can play.
Yeah.
And he could have done, and we never professed to be any good.
No, it's not really the point of the play.
People that were doing the show, but you could tell when someone was good, and this guy could have dominated, and instead his goal was to get everyone involved.
Okay.
So in terms of being dunked on, only
quite.
Noah Cap had the stones,
The audacity
the
to try.
the arrogance to try.
Yeah, check out Carnival Eats.
Carnival
Little
Eats.
television. It's
Love you,
fair
Noah.
food. Okay, then extended question. What was your worst blooper while performing in that play? Worst shot or trip or whatever.
Worst shot, trip, blooper.
Yeah,
I mean,
or maybe your rank went off the backboard and hit your face, or you friggin' James Harden and smashed the ball on
you
the
know
floor.
what, Brian? I'm gonna be real with you. So
Yeah.
the play was very revealing, and it
Yes,
dealt
yes.
with. So we were heightened versions of ourselves, but very much ourselves. So the thing that I don't know if it's a blooper, but definitely I feel embarrassed by
Yeah.
was we would end the show with a 3-on-3, and a tall guy, a big guy came in.
Yeah.
And I was guarding him, and I guarded him very aggressively.
Right.
Because I can, when playing sports and playing basketball, have a bit of a Napoleon complex.
Yes.
And the other captains kind of noticed it, and later when we talked about it, they were like, "Dude, you were way too intense." I was like, "Well, fuck that guy, fuck that perfect
Yeah.
6'6" gorgeous stranger. He wasn't gonna do anything to me, or I'm gonna play him so hard."
Yeah.
And what was funny was the team that he played for, the captain, articulated to me that his whole background in sport was he was always the tallest guy. He was always in his small town high school, forced to play basketball and volleyball, and he fucking hated it.
Yes.
Because everyone looked at him and went, "Fuck you, big guy, I'm coming after you."
Lurch, you're center.
Yeah,
Let's
exactly,
go.
exactly.
I want to play video games.
That's
Get
right.
over here.
Yeah, I actually am really into agriculture.
Yes.
It's like, sorry, hayseed.
Yeah.
No, he watches horse racing with a single tier where he just wants to be a jockey.
Totally.
He just wants defense, the poor kid.
So my blooper was clocking that in me, that going back to my thesis about who you are is how you play the game. I was like, oh, what's up with that?
So you turned into an asshole.
So I turned into an asshole because this guy was bigger than me, and I was trying to win, and the guy couldn't have been couldn't have been nicer.
Guilty of being tall.
Yeah.
I met a guy, a friend of my
And
brother's.
also bodying up against a 6-year-old, 6'6" woman. I mean, I don't know if that was alluded to,
Well,
but
I mean, where else are you going to get that opportunity?
Well-
I mean, it might seem a little awkward, but I mean, I think she respects it, probably.
she did.
Yeah.
She did.
Anyways, League of Their Own. Check it out. TBS. About 7 times a week.
Do you know that they're making it into a TV show?
I should hope so. It's a wonderful movie.
Smart.
Shut
One of the best
And it's
quotes
gonna be on Amazon.
ever in sports. There's no crying in baseball.
Yeah.
I still quote that movie on the constant. Rosie O'Donnell stole the picture. Let's be honest. Madonna, a little act. Anyways, I could go on for hours about it. Tom Hanks.
Tom Hanks.
Anyways, that concludes this
I thought you were
investigation.
just going to keep naming the cast.
Yeah, exactly.
The cameraman, John
The
Barber.
guy with the stash, Stanley Tucci, I assume. He's in everything.
Have you guys been to Cooperstown?
Yes.
No.
With the same 49ers friend who I mentioned earlier. We were like 13 or 14.
You have to go, man.
I have to.
No, I need you to think about it and then say I have to.
Let's do it.
It's pretty beautiful. It is kind of like going in a time machine.
I would love to, yeah. Go see.
I was very close. I wanted to go see Halliday's induction.
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah, go see Halliday and stuff. One
But
of
I
the few
wanted
Blue
to be
Jays
there
in
for
there.
it. Is he your favorite Jay of all time?
Well, that's a complicated question. Kelly Gruber once visited me in the hospital, and then just more recently disgraced himself. Not disgraced
Was this recently in the
himself.
hospital?
You in the hospital?
No, yes. When I was, I think, 11 or 12, getting my tonsils out, the Blue
Okay,
Jays.
so wait a second. This wasn't like a serious.
It's not a Make-A-Wish Foundation. No, they were just doing their normal PR.
Okay.
I was still groggy from the surgery. My mother, just being my mother, just doesn't care about anything. She's like, "Oh, you're a big Blue Jays fan. They're downstairs in the lobby. I'll just go grab one." And I couldn't even speak to be like, "No, what? You just can't grab a Blue
That's
Jay."
awesome.
And next thing I know, she's coming up the elevator with friggin' Kelly Gruber, and I couldn't even talk to the guy, but he was very sweet, and he signed a card for me, and I was just like in my mind, just exploding, but I could barely. Ugh.
That's awesome.
But I mean, I'm a little torn because I've learned a lot about Kelly Gruber since then. That
Yes.
it wasn't actually a thumb injury that ended his career. Maybe putting that thumb to his nose had a lot to do with it. And then also he recently got drunk at some sports event and made some
I
weird
saw
comments
that.
towards
Yeah,
a
yeah,
It was
woman.
one of those pitch talks.
So Halliday would maybe be a good choice. I'm also a big fan of Dave Steve, just because he was such a important Blue Jay for so long and was so close to so many glorious
I
moments
know.
and just never quite got there. And you can't help it. I don't know if anybody worked harder for the Blue Jays than Dave Steve did. But there's a lot of guys. Roberto, when he came, him and Carter came to our team. They changed everything. And,
So I was at Cooperstown
Yeah.
at the Baseball Hall of Fame when he hit that home run off Eckersley.
oh, that's so weird.
It
Yeah,
was
still one of my favorite home runs of all
amazing.
time.
Me
Number
too.
3 or 4, I would put that on my favorite Blue
Yeah.
Jays home runs.
And I was at the bat flip game.
That's right. I had a lot of friends there. In fact,
The sound of that building was
I still watch it every
Unbelievable.
once in a while. It's just a great clip. That and Kawhi, I'll sometimes just throw on when I need it. I watched the bat flip at Steve Patterson's house, host of the Debaters, in his little downstairs man cave. The best. I remember those moments so
so
beautifully.
you would say you were saying that Dave Steve is your favorite Jay of all time.
He would be definitely one of the top 5. Yeah.
Top 5.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Kelly, I still was sentimental towards Kelly for sure. I was a big Tony Fernandez fan too. He was such a important cog, and he played twice for the Jays, and he was just a wonderful character. There's a personality you could never besmirch.
So if I may, Sean Green has written a book about mindful meditation and baseball.
Yes.
And shit, I
Maybe the most underappreciated J of all time.
and he wrote a big chunk of it was about Tony Fernandez
I bet. Yeah.
and him as a hitter and the stuff that he did to kind of get himself out of it. Anyway, if I could plug this book, Brian, if you haven't read it.
No, I have not. While you're looking for it, I'll mention that Sean Green had his troubles with Cito Guess, and that's why I say
That's right.
appreciated that Cito never really appreciated him for his speed or his abilities, and he didn't get maybe as much playing time as he deserved with the Blue Jays.
And
it doesn't
Cito
surprise
argued,
me that maybe.
Cito argued that he was trying to make him like he saw him again.
Yeah.
So
And he preferred his veterans, Cito. I mean, that was part of it too. Like he had a great veteran.
Yeah, he
lineup,
did.
and he didn't really need a lot of help at the time.
the book is called The Way of Baseball.
Yes.
Finding Stillness at 95 miles per hour. It's excellent. For
There you go.
for mindful meditation, being present, and using baseball as its blueprint.
As an analogy.
Yeah, as an
Yeah,
analogy.
yeah.
That was the word I was looking for.
I love it. Well, Colin Doyle, shall we put these phones down and play some 3-on-3 basketball?
It's a great idea.
Let's do it.
Thanks, man.
Thanks for coming.
Yeah, I would never miss
Colin
it.
Doyle, Matt
You're in my
Burke,
house.
everybody.